Long way, get this shit a long way, shit a long way. Long way, hit it long way, 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 shit long way, 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 shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way, gotta get the shit a long way, gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way. She don't really understand, man. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta get a meal, but she don't understand. She be tripping every day, she be tripping every way. But I gotta get this shit a long way, tryna get money every single way, tryna get money every single day, get money every single way, every day. Every day we gotta get paid, every day we gotta get paid, I'm feeling like we be the new slaves, no we gotta finish rich, no we gotta finish rich, got a new bitch, she don't understand, she don't understand, she just gotta get rich, she don't understand, sometimes we gotta hit lit, no we ain't hit lit, tryna get the long way, tryna get the shit the long way, coach is tryna wrap up a entree. Told you the other day that did my phone strong. We gon' shoot the long way, we gon' get the long way. I get the shit the long way. My bitch be trippin' back and forth like a phone way. When I ain't Atari, I ain't playing games, so I'm done talking. Yesterday she told me that she about to leave. I said fuck it, bitch, we gonna get some money. I said fuck it, bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I went and got some money. We gon' get the shit the long way, we gon' get shit the long way, back and forth like the pong way, man, I'ma get the shit the long way, get the shit the long way, just the only way today, because they go with shit's crazy, we gotta wear a mask, we the new slaves, and we be wearing this shit like every day, we be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, for me. So we gon' get the shit the long way, we gon' get the shit long way, we gon' get the shit the long way, we gon' get the shit the long way, we get the shit the long way, cause we gon' be okay, we gon' be okay, we gon' get the long way,
Hello everyone, hello. How are you guys today? Welcome. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you. Just a second, removing some things. What's up, Robert, E-Man, Atticus? What's happening? If you're new to the channel, thank you. My name is LJ Young, and I am the founder of SMD, the SMD channel, the SMD family. All right. And I am here to share my gift. And my gift is the ability to see negative numbers in psychological economies. Let me say that one more time. My gift that I'm here to share today is the ability to see negative numbers in psychological economies. That's my gift. Now, I know that sounds fancy, but to make it even sound less complicated, I trust a calculator. Okay, that's just a that's just a fancy way of saying I trust a calculator, okay? But it just sounds more the ability to see negative numbers in psychological economies. That just sounds so dramatic. But, that's just the ego in me. The truth is I just trust the calculator, okay? I know it sounds that simple, but millions obviously do not, right? So let me give you an example, okay? Say like you are you're a homeowner with a mortgage, okay? Now, open up your calculator, put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance, and then hit equal. Now, listen to the sound of my voice, right? If it's not mathematically true, it's psychological, all right? So as you look at that negative number on your calculator, does the calculator say you're a homeowner, right? It clearly says you're not, clearly, because you're deep in the deep negative, right? But if you choose not to trust the calculator, it's psychological because there's nothing outside of mathematics. So it's all in your mind. Okay. Anything after the calculator is all in your mind. That's the psychological, right? So anyway, capitalist economies are psychological, all right? Because the majority, in order for a capitalist economy to work, the majority must remain in debt. This is clear. There's no misunderstandings of that. It's none of this is hidden. What I'm telling you, okay? None of it's hidden. Don't think it's a big secret. And that's a trick too. Okay, don't believe any of that. Anyway, if you choose not to trust the calculator, it's psychological because that's on you. It doesn't. But it's like this. Okay, for example, let me give you an example. If I went around and said, "Hey, man, 1 + 1 = 3," and if I just said that to every single person on earth, they would just look at me like, What are you talking about?" And I kept saying, "Hey, 1 + 1 = 3." You'll say something's wrong with him. He has a psychological problem. See, that's the same thing. When you look at that negative number after putting these numbers in your calculator yourself, and you see a clear negative, and you don't believe it, something's psychologically wrong with you. But not psych. But that's how capitalist economies work. It's psychological. It's whatever you want to believe is totally up to you. Okay. Anyway, that's the world. That's the world I live in today. All right. Once you own yourself and you get outside the debt matrix, like here, let me give you an example for today. Right. I had to do some errands around 3:30, 4 o'clock. Now that's when afternoon traffic happens. Okay. All right. Now you gotta remember for debt slave, that's everyday life traffic, going to work, coming from work. Same light, same hang up, same accident, same. For us, who understand how it works, that's just a temporary inconvenience because it's not everyday life. It's just like, oh crap, okay, I got caught up in it. I wasn't watching my watch. I wasn't looking at the time because when you own your time, the time in your life, you barely look at the clock anymore. That's just the weirdest thing. I can't really explain that part, but you don't live by the clock anymore, so you kind of forget things and you get caught up in traffic. And you're like, "Oh, okay, this is just a temporary inconvenience." I barely even see the traffic, honestly, because I'm not really wrapped into all the emotions that are going on in traffic time. I mean, just look at people. They're just angry. They're just angry because they're up in traffic, not realizing the car payments are the one that's keeping up in the traffic. The very thing that they're in traffic in is the thing that's keeping them in traffic, but they don't know that. They're all angry. When people try to come in, like for example, when I'm in out there and people trying to cut you off, hey man, you can come on in. I'm breaking. I don't care. You don't have to cut in. You don't have to cut me off. Hey man, you can have as much space as you wish. Go ahead. I stay in the right lane. I'm in no rush. I try to stay out of the way of all the angry people during that time. When you get out of the debt matrix, that's no longer your life. Yeah, you see it. Like, now, don't get me wrong. I see it. If I get caught up in it, I know why it's there. Everybody getting off of work. It's the same old routine every single day for them. They don't realize they don't have to choose. You guys, if you listen to this, you don't have to choose that. You don't have to choose morning and afternoon traffic every single day and the rush hour to lunch every single day. You don't have to do that. No, you don't. But the only way you're going to not be able to do that, you have to own yourself first. You have to own yourself. If you're one of the millions of people that believe you're going to die with student loan debt, you might as well just stop listening right now. You might as well just go to some other channel that's going to teach you how to invest while having student loan debt. You know how many channels out there, how many financial advisors out there telling you something that's mathematically incorrect? That's psychological debt, slaves. You can't invest while you have student loan debt. That is impossible. But millions of you guys will still go on and do it. Cryptocurrency, whatever you guys want to believe that's there, it's going to be there because it's in your psychological brains. You ain't no money. If you got student loans, you don't have any money. Those are the people in traffic. They don't know why they're there. Car payments, student loan payments, credit card payments, cell phone payments. That's why they're in morning and afternoon traffic and rush hour lunchtime. Same routine every single day. That will no longer be your life if you understand the gift that I'm sharing here. And again, I know it sounds like it is a gift. Don't get me wrong; it's a superpower. But I'm just telling you what it is. I just trust the calculator. That is it. Nothing fancy more than that. Like here, let me give you an example of what I mean by trust the calculator. Okay, let me give you an example. Say like I was going to see a financial advisor person, okay? And you walk into the office and they got all the fancy degrees on the walls and all this other stuff, where they went to college and how long they've been in business, all that shit. I'll let them run the whole thing, and then I'll look at the year they graduated, right? On their diplomas. They don't know what they're displaying, okay? For people that can see, they don't know what they're displaying. You look and see what year they graduated. So after they give you the whole hoopla story about their business and what they're doing, and you see all their fancy stuff, you say, "Hey, you got your student loan debt? You still paying on your student loans?" If that person says yes to you, okay, this is what you do. You take the year right now, say for example was this year. You take 2021 minus, and you open up your calculator and say minus the year they graduated college. And then put that in your calculator, and then you say to yourself, then you turn to them and say, "Hey, you've been in business for 10 years, right? Yeah. But your student loans are 20 years old. How is that? You mean your student loans are older than your business and you trying to tell me about money? You walk out their office. They won't know why you're leaving, okay? Don't worry about them. They're going to be dazed and confused because they think that's normal to have student loans older than your financial business. Especially, let me tell you guys, and this is very important, okay? I don't care if you believe it or not, but it's true. If you have a tax professional and their student loans are older than their business, you fire them immediately. They are fired. There is no way to explain that. You're in the tax game and you have student loans older than your business, you are fired. I don't care how long they've been in business, doesn't matter. You are fired. An accountant, and the same thing goes with accountants. You come across a professional accountant, listen to me closely. You come across a professional accountant that's been in business for years, and you find out they have student loans older than their business, they are fired immediately, ASAP. And it's worse if they're confused and dazed and don't understand why you're firing. Hey, why are you firing me? That's even worse. And if you turn to them and say, "Hey, I'm firing you because you have student loans older than your business," if they don't understand, if they still look confused, trust me, you made the right move. You mean you went to college for math and you go to college for accounting, and I'm sure many levels of math are required to be an accountant, and you come out and you got student loans older than your business? You are fired. It goes from accountant to tax professional. Hey, you come across a tax professional like that, there is no excuse for that. Absolutely. You're fired. I'm not explaining anything. You are fired. You have somebody doing your taxes talking about, "Hey, man, we can pretend this is there and we can pretend we had this. And, the maximum level is this." So they won't even come back and check. They start making up shit to put on your tax reform, to your tax form. You're fired. You're fired. What do you mean I'm fired? You're making up shit. That's not true. I didn't get that. I didn't go there. I didn't really have that to write up. You're fired. You know why? Because that's what they're doing in their own if they're trying to help you cheat on your taxes, that means they're cheating on their taxes. Do you understand how it works? You're fired. Take a step back and say, "Hey, man, the reason why they're cheating on their taxes is because they don't understand the rules." Whose fault is that? That's no different than in a football game. If somebody comes in and starts cheating, hog collaring, you guys gonna be like, "Hey, what are you doing? You can't do that." That's the same thing. The IRS agents are the referees of our economy. That's what they're there for people not playing by the rules. Why you think they're there? You don't play with anybody that's cheating on their taxes. You stay far away from them. Far. Because once you get out of the debt matrix, this is why. Once you get out of the debt matrix, you will clearly see there is no reason to do that. You don't have to do it. If you just get out of the debt matrix, you see how it works. You be like, oh, you can't be. Listen, you guys got to understand something. You cannot become wealthy if you don't understand the rules. If you're not, listen, if you're not playing by the rules, you cannot become wealthy. Doesn't matter what you see. But doesn't, hey, I don't care if your friends are doing it. I don't care how they're buying houses and real estate and property. Listen, if they got a mortgage, it's not theirs. Doesn't matter what they say. Doesn't matter what they think they're writing. You can't write up. Listen, you can't write off anything if you don't own the house. Debt slaves think they're writing off the interest on the taxes on the mortgage. You can't do that, debt slaves. You can't. That's impossible. If you are in debt, you cannot save money on taxes. You can't. You better believe what I have is a gift. This is a gift, clearly a gift, clearly, and I can prove it with a calculator. Everything I'm saying, I can prove. The answer to all psychological economies is the ability to see negative numbers in psychological economies. That is the answer. That is the answer. The ability to see negative numbers in all psychological economies. That is the answer. You know how long it took me to find that answer? A very long time. Very long time. It took me 5 years to say what I'm just telling you right now. The ability to see negative numbers in all psychological economies. So seeing that I was born in the United States, that means I only know one: capitalist. I only know one. So if it's capitalist economy, it's all the same, just different internal rules. Doesn't hey, whatever it's whatever. That don't mean long as the majority are in debt, that's it. That's all I need to know. Now, if you one of the people that, you don't believe it, you think you think getting up 5 Monday through Friday, 40 hours plus is over anything over 40 hours is overtime. Man, you guys just don't know what you're saying when you think like that, you just don't know what you're doing. So focused in on the money. So focused in on the money. That was me. Okay, and I ain't even faulting you. Sometimes when you guys hear me talk, I was there, but I didn't wake up to age 40 until I started waking up at age 40. I knew something was wrong at age 40. I thought that was normal. Hey, 7 days a week, my job owns five of them. That's normal. Traffic in the morning, traffic at night, traffic to go to lunch, traffic to get back from lunch, traffic every single day. Cross my fingers for 2 weeks vacation a year. And then when you start getting in that overtime, oh, I'm getting that time and a half. No, you're not. No, you're not. You think you are, right? You think you're getting time and a half. No, you're not. You in the debt matrix, they always say, "Hey, you know, the more you make, the more they take." Yeah, yeah, but nobody ever explains it to you, do they? They just say, "Hey, you know, the more you make, the more they take." Yeah, that's true. What are you going to do about it? You can legally do something about that if you understood how it worked. You could legally do something about that. But when you're in debt, guess what? You can't reduce your tax bracket. That's 100% impossible. You cannot. You can't. So the more you make, yes, it's true for you. The more they take, and you can't do nothing about it because you continue to raise up in your tax bracket, and you can't reduce it when you're in debt. You can't. So check this out. So say like this. Say like this. Say like you made 100 grand in whatever tax bracket that is, right? But you're double that in debt with your mortgage and car payments and all this other stuff. All this you're double that in debt. You go look at your add up your gross income for the year, go check out your tax bracket. That's what you're paying, and there's nothing you can do about it either. Nothing. Now I know it's going to look like you are on paper. Trust me, I know when you do your taxes, it's going to look like that on paper. But it just open up your calculator. I get you. I bet you the calculator doesn't change. I bet it doesn't change. You will still be in the negative. No matter how many write-offs you think you're getting, just trust the calculator. Say, does the calculator say you get any write-offs? No, you're still in the negative. You can't write off negative. It's psychological. That's why. That's why you think you are. That's why you don't cheat on your taxes. You don't have to. Everything is math. Everything. Just say the IRS just says, hey, if you do this, this is what you do. You take this, add that, take the percentage off, whatever they say in the rules, you say, okay, well, and then my math is going to add up. Why? Because I'm following the rules. My math will always match their math because I will be following the rules. You know, the people with, like when you're in the debt matrix, the people in the debt matrix make you fear taxes, make you fear the IRS agents, make you fear the IRS. Why? What? The only reason why you have to fear is if you're not following the rules. That's why. If you're following the rules, well, same thing on the football field. Let's go back to what everybody knows. You go play. Check this out. You play football. You get on the field and you follow all the rules correctly. Why would the referees bother you? If you got on the football field and you followed all the rules, what you're supposed to do, would the referees bother you? That's the same thing. 9 times out of 10, when they're coming to see you, they already know that you fucked up, right? They just want to see if you want to keep on lying so they could just keep taxing your ass for lying. Debt slaves don't know there is no way around math. So you can do whatever you think you're going to do and say whatever. It's not going to change the math. Charlatan says, LJ, my company CEO sent out a memo today. Vax or axe? Man, ain't that straight to your face, right? I've never felt so powerless in my life. Such a horrible feeling. Looking forward to working with you in the near future. I need I need to own myself. Hey, the sooner the better. The sooner the better. You see it? Now, let me say something to you guys. This what's happening now. I knew that was going to happen. I mean, you got to remember when you're in debt, you need a job. All they got to do is just mandate it. What are you going to do? Say no? No, you're going to do it. Why? Because you are in debt. I'm not even wealthy enough to avoid that. Eventually, I'm going to have to do it too. Not even saying, hey, not even saying that I'm trying. Let me make sure it's clear. I'm not even trying to say that I'm avoiding it. Okay. I'm just saying the saying was somebody saying, hey, you do this now. That's all I'm saying. Okay. I'm not saying that I'm trying to avoid it or anything. I'm just telling you when somebody tell you to do it. I'm just saying when you're in debt, you don't got no choice. You're gonna do it. You guys are in debt. What are you gonna do? Just stop eating? What are you gonna do? Give up all your stuff? Give up your house and car? Start catching the bus? No, you're not. No, you're not. To get out of that kind of life, you do have to sacrifice that. You got to give up all that stuff you think is yours that you're making payments on, i.e., not yours. If you're making payments on, that's an indicator that it's not yours because you're making payments on it. What SMD does really here is help you own you. And I'm telling you, do you guys, especially the younger you get it, the quicker you guys, hey man, you need to come see me ASAP. The younger you are, you will run the financial game. You'll be no, let me put it this way. You'll get with other people that understand it too, and then they'll just share with you because you understand. Once you reach this, put it this way: if you want to talk to the people that understand, I am the person to help you get there to for them to even talk to you. They're not going to talk to you if you don't understand what I'm trying to tell you. They're not going to talk to you because over here, time is the most valuable thing on earth. It's time. That's crystal clear. We've been told, hey, once you're born, yeah, you're gonna die one day. Okay, that's time right there. That's nothing trumps that. So they're not gonna waste their time talking to you if you believe car payments are part of life and you believe that you're never gonna pay off your student loans, you believe people just die with them. Hey, there's no reason to talk to you. If you want to start hearing like what like the big motivational speakers, what they tell, hey, believe in yourself, and you can do anything. All of that is true. What they're saying, that is all true. But if you don't know, you don't own yourself, you can't really hear what they're telling you because you don't own you. That's the only listen, when I listen to big motivational speakers, that's the only message I just don't hear them telling you. Not saying that they're not doing it on purpose. I'm just telling you something that's true. The reason why you don't hear them the way you need to hear them is because you don't own yourself. Once you own yourself, you'll know everything is unlimited. You could do anything, right? And then you re-listen to a motivational speaker, you'll hear everything they're saying, and you'll know that you can do everything they're saying. Why? Because they're doing it. They believed in themselves that what they're doing is that, hey, look, I believed in myself, so this is what I'm doing. I'm telling you, once you own yourself, you'll know that. You will know that. You'll know there are no limits. Listen, here we go again. So you guys understand something. Limits are physical, they're not psychological. There are no limits in your mind. There are no limits. Only physical. You can't jump off a cliff and fly like a bird, right? That's a limit. You can't. That's a physical limit. We know we can't fly. But in your mind, you can do anything. But first, you listen. First, you have to know you don't own yourself. You know how hard that is? You know how hard it would be to tell somebody that's been paying on a house for like 20 years, hey man, you're not really a homeowner. You've never owned it. You've never been a homeowner this whole 20 years. You know how that's a big pill to swallow. Imagine you in an 84-month car loan, you about 60 months in, and then somebody wakes you up and say, hey man, that car is not yours. Never was. And they're upside down and paying gap insurance. You know how that's a big red pill to swallow, man. So I get it. I totally get it. And I know this sounds weird, but it must be that way, okay? To remove your feelings from yourself, this is how I remove my feelings from debt slaves. Debt slaves choose to be debt slaves by not trusting the calculator. So if you show somebody on a calculator, say, hey, look, this is your real net worth, and they turn to you, say, I don't believe it. So you just remove your feelings, right? Okay. They don't, it's not that they don't believe you, they don't believe the calculator. And if they don't believe the calculator, that's psychological. But try not to go too deep. I could, that's why I got the members only area. So when I go deep for you, if you're young right now, the little bit of debt is nothing. Okay, don't worry about that. I know it seems like a lot when you're in your 20s, but don't worry about it. That's there's people out there that wish they had the amount of debt you have in your 20s. They wish and pray for it. Half of the people that you know with all these degrees, if you knew how much student loan debt they have right now, and deep down they see you in your 18, in your 20s, wishing they didn't do the move that you're about to do. But they're not going to tell you that because they can't. The majority of people you see with all these college degrees, they're buried in student loan debt, buried. You better believe, in my opinion, that's how, like, when you get out of the debt matrix, let me put it this way. When you get out of debt matrix, when you look at student loan debt, it's obvious what it is. That is obvious. Clearly obvious. Because the only way to get out of student loan debt, guess what? You got to pay back every single penny, like I did. I had to pay back every penny. Sure did. You're never getting out from under that. Never, never. You got to pay out. You got to pay back every penny. Why do you think there's so many people telling you that you can invest with student loan debt? Because if they didn't, they would all be out of business. If they denied everybody mortgages that had student loan debt, the housing market wouldn't exist because it couldn't exist. If they say, "Oh no, you got student loan debt denied," they'd be, "Whoa, wait a minute, can't have that happen, no sir." If financial investors told you the truth, hey, yeah, you can't invest with while having student loan debt. Guess what? They're out of business. You can't invest when you're in a negative. Okay, you can't. But if they told you that, and I'm not saying all of them know that. I'm not even saying that. The majority of them don't even know that because they're doing it themselves. They're investing while they have mortgages. You can't do that. That's impossible. Where in the laws of mathematics say you can do that? Nowhere. Nowhere. You guys haven't even seen nothing yet. Just wait till next year when student loan payments kick back in. You see they're organizing something. I don't know what they were doing. They removed student loans from people's credit reports. You guys don't know that because you guys don't look at each other's shit. So you guys don't even know that, right? They remove all the student loans from your credit report so they can do something in the background. Don't worry, it ain't gone nowhere. They're just doing something. I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing something. And then while it's off, it's actually brilliant, right? While it's off, your credit score goes up because that student loan debt is not on there. Now you got to go out there and the whole time you guys go out there and get deeper in debt. You're working like a freaking well-oiled clock. You guys rush out there and say, "Oh man, I better get some credit, get my credit up." While the student loan debt is not showing on there, my credit, yeah, yeah, that's true. But it's totally up to you. Even if it was on your credit report and not, you know it exists. The only person that needs to know is you. But you guys go out there and get deeper in debt when they put that back on there. Ooh, mm. You see all these new cars driving around with brand new tags in the back. That's a trick. You know how many cars are going to be repossessed when the student loan debt kicks back in? Ooh wee. Mm. And if this is you and you're listening, hey man, hey, hey, you tired of living like that? It's totally up to the reason why you accept what you accept at work, because that car outside, that car payment you're making, yeah, that's why you accept. That's why you accept your boss talking to you like shit, making you work for free, saying, "Hey, team players work for free." No, slaves work for free. Oh, you ain't a team player. Does team player mean work for free? No, then I guess I'm not. You want me to give away the time? Listen, you want me to give away the time of my life for free? Something's wrong with you. There is no way. Listen, once you understand this mindset, there is no way you could fit back in the regular working world again, ever. You can't. You cannot. Because you see how many people, hey, you see how many people get their time abused. Time. That's called time abuse. When you're answering emails and text messages after hours and whatever, that's free. Because when you signed up for that job, they told you what they were paying you for. But if you're answering emails and text messages after hours, that's on you. That is totally on you. No, I wouldn't fit back in because I wouldn't allow any of that. That none of that would happen. Because when I look back as an engineer, oh yeah, they took. Hey man, they were paying me six figures, but they were getting triple that. They were getting triple that in time. That's what they were getting. And when you're deep in debt, you don't see that shit. You don't see that. You think that's normal. You think that's what you're supposed to do to climb the corporate ladder, kiss ass and give away your time for free. No, sir. No, that's business. Hey, this is business. When you walk into work, nothing personal, nothing, because you got to remember what you here. This is what you guys just don't see. The majority of people that you work with are there because they have to. They have to be there. They're in debt. They have to be there. When you understand this, then you hear what they talk about at work, and they just talk about debt things and second mortgages and all this other stuff, and they think that, and they just refinanced and bought another car or whatever, bought another property. That's just debt talk. They don't know what they're saying. You can't be around that every day. No, sir. No. Then go to lunch, talk about work at lunch. Talk about work at lunch. No, no. I couldn't. There's no way. Hey, one disrespectful tone from a manager, I'd be like, "Hey, this ain't your house." You know, because sometimes a manager or a boss will come to work with add, hey, whatever happens at their house, that's their business, whatever, right? But some of them be trying to bring that shit to work. When you're debt free and you have a job, I'm not because just because you're debt free, I'm not saying you don't work. I'm just saying there's people that are debt free that have jobs. Okay, people that are debt free have jobs. They don't allow that to happen. You don't come to work talking to me like that. I don't care if you got in a fight with your wife or your husband. You don't bring it to work. I'd pull them to the side and say, "Hey, man, yeah, don't talk to me like that, okay? I'm a grown up. I'm not your kid." That's what I would say. Because when you're debt free, that's how it is. And when you know, especially when you're young, I really hope you youngsters get this real quick. When you own yourself, listen, everything changes, everything, because you're gonna have done what it takes to own yourself. Let me just put that in right now. If you do what it takes to own yourself, you're not going to date anybody. That's that's a debt slave that won't do what it takes to get to own themselves like you had to do. You even if you come across them, hey, I like this person. Hey, check this out. I live like this. I got out of debt. Now I'm free. And they turn to you and say, hey, well, I don't really care. That's it. Relationship is over. You know how much time I'm gonna save you youngsters from divorce and uh, 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 domestic violence, court cases, and all this stupid nonsense. Hey, man, I'm telling you, get out of debt and own yourself. Your dating pool will dwindle to barely nothing, and you'll be cool with that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Trust me, it's nothing wrong with it. Especially as a young man. I know a lot of these dating channels out here that they telling you, hey man, this is how you get girls and you do this. I'm telling you, first, own yourself. Once you own yourself, you will control your dick. You won't listen to another man tell you what to do with your dick. You won't do that. You go to these channels, hey, these guys are telling, hey man, this is what you do to do the girls, and says who? Wait a minute. Who owns it? Do you own yourself? If you own yourself, you do what you want to do with it. It won't control you. Won't even control you no more. Sex won't run you like that because you'll be in control of yourself. You won't be listening to somebody outside of you tell you what you should do with your dick. You'll control your own dick. You won't be doing none of that stupid nonsense. You won't be having sex without condoms because you'll know time is the most valuable thing on earth. And you'll know in your brain that if you go have sex, listen, if you go have sex, there may be a chance that you could cut your time short on earth for some sex. No, that will never happen again. Hey, I don't like the way condoms feel. I guess we're not having sex then. I guess we're not. I know you guys think I'm joking. I'm dead serious. Dead serious. So what's your advice to people who are low income household? Well, what do you mean by that? What does that mean, Gabriel? My stepmom passively puts me down for not doing the things her sons did. Have undergrad, yep, grad loans, mortgages, one has child, and their pet costs for you know what's so crazy? That's just what they do. Listen, this is what you do, Tarleton, and you're gonna have to work your way up to this, okay? You got to remember, they don't know that they're saying things that make no mathematical sense. If they did know, they wouldn't be saying them. All right, let me say that one more time. They don't know that they're saying things that make no mathematical sense. If they did, they wouldn't be saying them, right? You would never hear me, like, for example, you would never in a million years hear me tell you to say and put you down and say, hey man, go get this undergrad and go get this grad and go get these mortgages. You would never hear me say that because I know that doesn't make any mathematical sense. So if you can keep in your mind when people outside of you say things like that, that will help you not get upset at what they're saying, because you got to remember the majority must, in all capitalist economies, the majority must be in debt and they must think that way. They have to. Okay. But when they're doing it, you got to remember the reason why they're saying it because they don't know. And if you always remember that, you won't get upset. You won't care like, oh man, you won't say, oh, you're dumb. That's wrong. You won't bother with that because you already know they don't know. You see what I'm saying? Like, like Nick's a young man, man. I'm telling you, with this knowledge, you could still be yourself and do what you do, but it's different. It's really I need to schedule this with the younger dudes, man. I want you guys to like get into that side of it, the how dating is, sexual life. I want people to really understand when you have this SMD mindset, how everything just changes. Your confidence is through the roof. It won't matter how fine the girl is. That shit doesn't matter. If she's attractive, you're just gonna walk up to her and tell her. What's she gonna say? No. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I guess shot down. I guess. And then you just move on. Again, I know you guys think I'm joking. For real, I'm dead serious. When you come into a room, when you own yourself, because listen, this is the best way I'm gonna try to explain this energy. Okay, when you do what it takes to own yourself, and then when you own yourself, and then you turn around and realize you had been a slave all that time, but you own yourself now, right? And then you turn forward and you say, wait a minute, the majority don't even know. No, they don't even know. Your confidence goes through the roof. Through the roof. It won't matter what a person has. It won't matter what kind of car they drive. It won't matter what kind of house you say, "Oh man, is that the new Mercedes? This and that and da da da." You making payments? Yeah, okay, that's it. I don't need to know nothing else. What you making car payments? Don't matter. Hey, is that the new iPhone 13? Yeah. How much was it? Oh man, I don't know. I'm just paying 49.99 or $79 a month. Okay, that's all I need to know. I don't need to know nothing else. What do you mean? You're financing a fucking phone. You think you're gonna date somebody that's finance how you gonna get serious with somebody that's financing a cell phone? You can't get serious with them. They're financing a phone. If you're financing a phone, that tells you probably got student loans, credit cards, you probably got a few collections, your credit score is probably below average. How do I know this? You're financing a cell phone. That's gonna be there too, E-man. And you know one thing I'm learning about this, E-man, on my journey, and this is for you guys, you'll know when certain things are to happen. Okay, it's just the weirdest thing. It's like when you try to push it, like, "Hey, I want to do this now." It's like, that's not ready to come yet, right? And then you just got to take a step back and just let it flow. Both of those books are gonna be coming. Believe that. I mean, how do they move forward? Uh, you know, sometimes this is okay. You got to remember this, Gabriel. Low income, medium, and high and upper, low, medium. That's an illusion. That's psychological. So if they're a person saying, "Hey, I'll never get out of debt because I'm low income," as soon as I hear them say low income, that means I know they're in debt because low income doesn't exist. The economic classes, lower class, middle class, upper class, they don't even exist. That's an illusion. There's only two classes, the debt class and the non-debt class. Those are the only two classes that exist. Now, if you took lower class, middle class, and upper class and stuck it inside of the debt free side of things, okay, I would get that. I would understand that right there. Okay, lower class, middle class, upper class on the free side. I'd be like, oh, okay. And you could tell why, okay, you guys been around longer, the money's been in the family. Okay, you guys been sharing this knowledge longer. It don't even matter your color, skin color, where you're from. None of that matters. You guys just thinking matter. It don't matter, right? You would just say, oh, okay, all right. And this is the wonderful thing about the debt-free side. I want you guys to understand. These people are here to help you to be the best you can be. It's to congratulate you for even waking up, to own yourself. Congratulations. Congratulations. There's plenty for everybody. Plenty for everybody. Look. Okay, let me give you an example. Amazon is worth billions. One person created that. One person. This one person, who knows how much he personally makes? I don't know, but let's just say it's millions of dollars to one single person. Jeff Bezos is showing you what's possible. Don't worry about how much money he's making. He's just saying, hey, look, there's plenty for everybody. Just come find what you first, you got to own yourself. If you ever want to achieve what Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk achieved, you must own yourself first. This goes for same with Robert Kiyosaki, all these guys, all these big people guys. Own yourself first. Let me give you another example. Once you understand what I teach you, when you understand how it really works, then go back and listen to Robert Kiyosaki. You will hear something totally different. You go back to your motivational speaker, your favorite motivational speaker, and then once you own yourself, then listen to them again, and then you'll be like, "Oh, I'm hearing things that I've never heard before." Exactly. That's the only thing they're missing I'm telling you, that's the only thing they're missing. Hey, check this out. Own yourself first. Then you'll clearly understand all what they're saying. And you also hear the people that have are this part of the system. They're not. I'm not saying that they're doing anything bad. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying they're just part of the system. You're going to be like, hey, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. No, that's just business. A lot of this stuff is business. Let me give you an example. I'm gonna give you an example so you can understand what I mean. All right. Things that don't make mathematical sense is psychological. They're psychological, okay? All right, so you go to would you now Mr. Ramsey, if it wasn't for Mr. Ramsey, I wouldn't be here on the mic today. I truly believe that. If he didn't do what he did and got through what he got through to become as big as he is, I wouldn't be here today because I didn't know where to turn. I didn't know I was in debt. I didn't know I was a debt slave. Now, after I took what I learned from him, and basically it was just, hey, just trust the calculator and get out of debt. That's it. Just mathematics. Here, look. You just use these baby steps and trust math. I said, cool. Then I said, okay, what does religion have to do with mathematics? Nothing. That's just Dave Ramsey's thing is religion. That's because it's his business. Cool. All right, cool. Whatever, right? And then when you get to the baby step 4 or whatever, right? When you get out of debt, accept your mortgage, start putting away 15% away to retirement. And I was like, whoa, whoa, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. You If you put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal, you don't got 15% of anything to put anywhere. That's impossible. You can't do that. Right. That's called business. So that branches off to some people he may know that understand some retirement plan, something, something, something. Hey, whatever. It's all good. You still putting away money in retirement. He's is working for his business, blah, blah. But if you look at the calculator says, hey, uh you can't do that. That's what the calculator says, right? But if you don't know that, that's on you. Okay. But there's nothing wrong with that because that's called business. I'm just telling you something. Doesn't mean he's a bad guy. He doesn't mean he's ripping people off. I'm just saying something. Okay. That's it. Imagine BMW car repairs so many times, even after cash spent, debt slip. Man, BMW repair. Oh my God. Even when I was young in debt, and I had some friends always say, "Hey man, you should get you a Beamer and blah blah blah." And I used to always hear about the repairs and the fixes. I was like, nah, I'm not paying that, you know. And back then, I was making car payments. Like, so you got to remember, things are really expensive. Gas, repairs, everything. When you're making car payments, everything seems expensive because you're making payments. That's why. And then you got to usually go by the insurance that's required by the banks because you're financing the car. So you got full coverage insurance, which is a requirement. You guys have no money, so you never choose the highest deductible. You choose the lowest possible deductible there is, which means more premiums for you. And then you add gap insurance. Oh my God, it just stacks. And then what you guys don't know is like, since you're making payments, that means you didn't have the money for the car. So guess what else you didn't have the money for? You didn't have the money for the taxes either. So guess what else you're financing inside your big 84 months fine? You're financing taxes too. If you're young and hearing this, man, you don't want to be part of that. You could be on the correct side of the capitalist economy. You could be on the correct side. You don't have to be on that side. You don't want to be somebody walking around thinking they got a great 1.59% financing on a car they're financing for 72 months. They didn't get no deal. Nobody gets a deal on a finance car. That's impossible. You don't want to be saying that shit out in public because there's people like me standing around listening. Because if you're one of those people that think you got a deal because you got your credit's good and you got 1.9% financing for 72 months, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Oh, you mean better than the other debt slaves? Oh, yeah, that's true. If you got a 1 point something percent financing, that is a great deal better than the other slaves, the debt slaves. For people that know, you don't say you finance a depreciating object. Nobody get that's not a deal. You can walk up to a debt slave and say, "Hey, you know a car depreciates, right?" They'll turn to you and say, "Well, yeah." Then why are you financing it? They won't have an answer. That's called a glitch in the debt matrix. Say it to them. Go up to a debt slave and say, "Hey, man, you know a car depreciates, right?" Yeah. It's never going to be worth more than what on the price tag that you're seeing today when you drive up the lot. You know that, right? Yeah. Then why are you financing it? They're just going to stare at you. They're going to give you that dazed look like, what's that mean? That's a glitch in the debt matrix. They won't know how to answer that. What's up, Omanique? Members only. We're gonna have Omanique on tomorrow at noon in the members only. Talk about her journey. I found out some rogue guys in high debt and continues to keep doing into. You know what? Believe it or not, Sals, people like that. You got to remember, people like that are important too. They are important. Believe it or not, they're important. Like all the gossip channels and stuff like that, and people that pretend that they have money and blah blah blah. All of those people are important too. People that people that follow them, they don't know to ask those people, "Hey, can you post your personal credit report so we can see it? Can you do us a favor? Can you log into your Credit Karma live while you're on? Can you log in while we're all watching?" They don't know to ask that question. That will tell them everything they need to know about the person they're following. Doesn't matter what they're doing, it'll tell you everything. It's just bananas what all they gotta do listen, all they gotta do is put the shiny stuff in front of your face, stuff that look like it's money, whatever, and you guys believe it. And I know you probably won't understand what this means. If you believe that stuff, you probably got student loans. You probably got stuff in collections. You probably got 5 or 6 credit cards all maxed out, and you're barely making the minimum payments. Now, it doesn't matter how I know. You just gotta look in the mirror and say, "Is what LJ saying true, though?" Forget who he think he is, and you think he's all that and arrogant. Is what he's saying true? If it's true, that's why you guys watch that stuff because, that stuff is pointless. It doesn't change anything. But on the same side, it generates money. It does, believe it or not, it generates money for everybody. You guys do a lot of super chats and stuff like that. Uh, YouTube gets a piece of all that. So whatever you guys believe and what you guys follow and you super chatted, hey man, whatever. Hey, whatever. You see somebody with 1 million subscribers, you think, oh man, they must be something. Says who? Says who? Who are the million people following them? That's what you need to check out. Instead of worrying about the subscriber count, why don't you just go down the follow list and say, who is actually following this person? And go look at theirs. What's up, Antoine? Want a car lease, depreciate way too fast, keep unless you have a keen eye and know how the future. Hey, mm, logged into debt karma. I bet you I'm the only one on YouTube that has ever done that. If you haven't seen it, go through my videos, type in Credit Karma, find it, click on there and watch. Not only see mine, you will not well, not the Credit Karmas, but you not only see my credit report, you'll see other people like me Go watch that video. And then whoever your favorite person that look like they got money, if you got the balls enough to ask them, hey, you know what? I was over on SMD's channel and he actually logged into his credited karma. Can you do that for us? Because he said it's not a big deal because it's blank. Well, I saw it, and you tell him you saw my video. It's nothing really on it. We ain't got no debt. There's nothing on it, so it's not a big deal if you guys see it. Okay, it's not a big deal. You guys can look at it. I don't care. It's blank. It's all zeros in there. It doesn't matter. That's why it's not a big deal. So ask the person if the person is truly has the money that they say they have. They shouldn't have no problem doing it because they're going to show you all zeros too. It's not a big deal. See how many do it. See how many do it. It's not a big deal. It's nothing on it. Antoine said, I saw the video. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And Antoine, have you seen another person on YouTube do it? Probably not. Hey, I'm gonna log into my dummy credit. You probably see some people log into a dummy one and say, hey, if you can even do that. No, I don't even think you can do that. Maybe I'm saying that wrong. No, I'm saying that wrong. I don't even think you can make up no dummy things like that. No, you can't. Never mind. That's what so crazy. That's what I love about like the credit system. This is what I love about the credit system. You guys can't change that information. You can't get in there, all the liars and the cheaters. You guys can't get in there and manipulate that information at all. You guys can't get in there and do that. You guys will never be able to do that. So you guys can't. A scammer can't scam you. Just if you look at their personal credit report, I promise you, a scammer will never be able to scam you. Ask to see the personal credit report. Because scammers always start with themselves. They always tear up their own financial life first so they can get some practice. Once they tear up their own financial life, that's when they start scamming, making up names and imitating people and stealing money. That's why they do that. So if you're unsure about somebody that you're getting ready to do a financial deal with, or you think you're going to let them borrow some money or whatever, you say, hey man, can I see your personal credit report first? Hey man, can I borrow 500? I'll let you borrow maybe if I can see your personal credit report first. I need to log in and see it. Oh, okay, cool. You got it, Andre. All right. All right. I can't wait to see what happens when you wear it. I can't wait to hear it. America is the land of illusions. Don't get me wrong. I used to get jealous of people in social media. I did. Social media will it will if you don't know, it'll suck you right in. Like when you can see, it's just irritating. It's not really, it doesn't just because somebody looks a certain way or their YouTube is dressed up or they're a lawyer or a doctor, that means nothing. Okay, that means when you can see, that means nothing. Whatever, hey, it's just a good show. They're showing me a stage. All I see is a stage and the person that they're showing me on this camera. That's it. I don't know that person personally. I don't know that person. But if everybody else believes it, hey man, make your money. Make your money. Make your money. If it's this want to make sure you guys understand when I talk about gossip and all that gossip bullshit, right? If it's legal, make your money. Okay, I'm not hating on any channel that dresses up, pretends to be rich, and says they're this and they're not really. Hey man, if it's legal what they're doing, get your money. Hey, it's legal, whatever. But if you come on here, see what I'm going for. You got to remember what I'm going for with SMD. I'm going for tradition. I'm going for legacy. When you go for this is the difference between this and legacy. Legacy, you cannot come up here with lies. You can't pretend you're somebody else. You can't say, hey, I didn't do this and I have that. No, sir. None of that. None of that. All that shit. Where I'm going, okay, that's just like the unwritten rule. Okay, that's just forget the people finding out. Forget the people finding out. You trying to get to this level, you just got to know you can't come up here lying, and you can't. No, you can't. You think I'm gonna start this whole thing and build a legacy just to be toppled 5, 10 years later? Hey, we found out LJ is this. He did that. He beat his wife. He kicked his dog. I don't know. Whatever. Right? Something made up, or something that was true that I didn't say. No, sir. I ain't doing none of that. You think I would disrespect my gift like that? No. Listen, the ability to see negative numbers in all psychological economies, that is a gift. I would not disrespect my gift with a lie. Let's make sure that's clear. When you guys see SMD blow up and I become a whatever gazillionaire, whatever that is, I will be the same person, because you guys know if I sway anyway, you can't sway far with math, right? You guys start hearing me saying things that don't make any mathematical sense, you're gonna be like, oh, LJ sold out because of that doesn't make sense. Unless it's no, well, it'll be business, but you know what I'm saying. You do know what I'm saying. In a negative way. Let's put it that way. In a negative. I'm not saying in a business way, people. Okay. Let's just make sure that's clear. Yeah. Show me your personal credit report. Oh, yes, they are. They're geniuses. Social media, geniuses. Genius. You guys don't even know what you don't know. You guys don't even know what Facebook what's the name? You guys don't even know where he's taking that. That's bananas. Because he knew, believe this, evolution, nobody stops evolution. Okay, this is what I say. Okay, this is what I say. Nobody stops evolution, because I remember MySpace was very big back in the day. MySpace, it was big. It was so big, you didn't think nothing would topple that. MySpace, oh yeah, there's nothing bigger than MySpace. Then came along Facebook. You guys have, what's MySpace? Well, I don't know. I never heard of it. Exactly. So those people, he knows that nothing stops evolution. Nothing. So I guarantee he heard, hey man, old people do Facebook, just old people, blah, blah, blah. You think he was just ignoring that? Nah, he wasn't ignoring that. If he would have just, and I'll tell you this, if Zuckerberg would have ignored that, you would have, sooner or later, you'd have been saying, what's Facebook? So he decided to change it himself. He decided to change it himself. First, he started, yeah, you're right, Nick. First, he started with avatars. He started introducing avatars to Facebook, right? Now you see half the people use avatars. They don't even put pictures of themselves no more on there. They put somebody up there that I guess they don't have to maintain anymore. Just put up a character that just looks like them. Now that's what they use. Now he's going to take that and introduce it to some metaverse world. And when I saw the videos on that, I'm like, oh yeah, that's been in the works for a minute. You think he just decided to start doing that today? No, that was probably 5, 6, 7 years ago. That's just been in development. Yeah, now one day you guys will be saying, hey, what's Facebook, right? Because it'll be Meta now. But he did, Facebook will be gone, the name, but not him. Brilliant, man. Brilliant. You guys don't even understand. When I talk, man, I'm telling you, one day he's gonna hear me, right? Zuckerberg's gonna hear me. I want to sit down and talk to him. You guys don't understand. I'm not looking at him like, oh man, look, he's a rich billionaire. But nah, I ain't no. I ain't trying to hear. Hey man, talk to me. You can I'll be just like this. You can clearly see that I'm different, Mr. Zuckerberg. You can clearly see that, right? You can clearly hear how I'm talking, right? I know something that millions of people don't know. Obviously, he's going to know that I know. Okay, cool. Fill me in what else I'm missing, Mr. Zuckerberg. What am I missing? You obviously know what I'm missing. That's clear. What am I missing? Hey, Mr. Bezos. Yeah, you've heard my videos. Yeah, you clearly see I'm different than everybody else, right? Yeah. What am I missing? You clearly know. You clearly understand. So you built Amazon. What am I missing? I don't care that they're billionaires. Hey, whatever. Joy to hey, that's they followed their dreams and the money came. They didn't go after the money. They went after see that's what people don't really understand. Those type of dudes are not going after money. They're going after their passion and their dreams. Then the money just comes. That goes the same for SMD. I already know that I can change anybody's life. Any person that comes to me, I already know that I can change their life. I already know that. That's not a debate. But that costs money. But I tell you, and I always tell people this: whatever I charge them, I say when I change your life, you're gonna turn to me and say, "You paid me 10 times that." You better believe it. Have you ever heard of the YouTube channel Our Rich Journey? If so, what are your thoughts? No, I've never heard of that. Our Rich Journey. The title alone sounds funny to me. That sounds funny to me. Because, and this is why it sounds funny to me. Okay. Uh, I couldn't see a person with real money saying that. Hey, look at our rich journey. I just, I just couldn't say, I couldn't imagine that. Right. So, and I'm not saying again, I don't know this channel. I don't know what they do on this channel, but I'm just saying, I'm just going by the title. What's up, Nicer? When people sell and advertise in Instagram, I'm just like, congratulations, companies. It's clear. Yep. It's like when you get out of the debt matrix, um, there's so much advertisement, right? I mean, after a while, you learn to tune it out, okay? Because there's a lot. First, when you get out of debt matrix and you really start to realize what it is, advertisements it's everywhere. It's nonstop, 24 hours a day. It never stops. First, it's gonna bother you. It's gonna really irritate you at first, and then you learn to tune it out. Like when if I'm ever watching regular TV, I just make sure I have the remote next to me, and I just mute the commercials because I don't even want to hear them. Because what you don't really understand, like, okay, for example, let me give you an example about TV commercials. Okay, the majority of TV commercials look like they're made for children. They really are. They just look like they're made for children. If you just and you can't the only way you're gonna be able to see that is you gotta mute them when they come on. When TV commercials come on, you gotta mute them. And then just watch the commercial and say, well, who is this commercial made for? Kids or grown-ups? I don't know. Well, since kids can't buy anything, they have to be made for grown-ups. So if you think they're funny or you like the jingle or whatever and it makes you buy, hey, whatever. Especially for like all these, have you guys noticed how many medicine something I mean, there's a ton of these medicine commercials on right now. All you got to do every time one of those come on, just mute it, and then try to figure out what kind of medicine they're trying to sell you. You won't know by the name because you really don't even understand the name of the medicine, right? So if you mute it, you won't know what type of medicine it's for because the commercial doesn't go with the medicine that they're trying to sell you. Everybody's smiling and laughing and jumping rope. You'll look at the medicine name, and then you try to figure out, say, well, what is that medicine for? Try to figure out, okay, listen, you're gonna know it's a medicine commercial, okay, right? But this is what I want you to do. You mute it and then try to figure out what that medicine is for on your body. Okay, that's the game. In 30 seconds that they try to sell it to you. In the time frame, the commercial, I want you to unmute. I want you to figure out what the medicine is and what is it for in your body or on your body. Okay, play that game. What's up, Ashley? Forget the metaverse crap. Dystopian world that they depicted in Radio Player One. They want people to live in virtual. Yeah, I mean that's coming. There's nothing going to stop that. Because this is what you got to, and a lot of you guys don't really understand this, but if you get out of the debt matrix, you will. Okay, so this is just my opinion. Okay, Everything is delivery now. Okay. The majority of people are working from home now. That's not going to change. They're going to keep that, right? Working from home. Everything is delivery. Everything. I mean, fast food, candy, milkshakes, everything. So obesity is about to go through the roof. You don't even have to shop for yourself. You don't have to do nothing. Everything's delivered. Obesity is about to go through the roof. You guys don't even get it. Through the roof. You don't even have to go pick up your fast food no more. They thought when drive-through came out, they were like, "Oh man, people are going to get fat. They don't even have to get out of their car to get their food." And then everybody was talking bad about drive-through. Imagine this, you don't even have to drive to go get your food. Obesity is about to go through the roof. Virtual reality is going to be the thing. Nobody's going to want to show themselves. They're gonna think they're fat, they're ugly. Everybody's gonna have the same opinion, just thinking it because they're all in the same thing, right? And then they're gonna just get wrapped up in this. Hey, man, congratulations, Zuckerberg. Congratulations for seeing the future. Congratulations. That is crystal clear. Obesity is about to go through the roof. Nobody wants to show themselves. I feel sorry for the young people in this dating world. Good luck. Good luck. You got these dating apps. People can make themselves look like anything they want. Trim fat, lighten your skin, smooth it. You don't even know who you're going to meet. Good luck with that, man. Good luck. Video. If I was young, video would be a requirement. That would be a video, no filters. Video, no filters. Turn on your phone. All right, yeah. Video, no filters. Oh, my camera don't work. Yeah, we don't work either. Click. It's hard even listening to slaves when they talk. That's very hard, Antoine. But you gotta this way, and I was saying this to the person earlier. You gotta remember, debt slaves. There must be debt slaves. So you have to learn how to tolerate when they talk. You just have to. You just gotta accept when you hear them say things that don't make any mathematical sense. You gotta just keep saying to yourself, if they knew what they were saying, they wouldn't be saying that. So since they're saying it out loud, they obviously don't know. If you just keep repeating that over your head, you won't get uh so anxious to tell them that they're wrong, or hey, you shouldn't do that. You just stop doing that. I mute them too. They're just yeah, they are just annoying, very annoying. But it is what it is. That's how they make money. It reminds me of that Disney movie where everyone in the future is overweight for not having a lift, a finger for anything. Yeah, it's you guys don't even see it. It's there. It's here. Everybody, like, you got to remember, the businesses had to hurry up and get people home to work from home so they could stay alive, right? But now businesses realize, hey, wait a minute, we don't need this big ass building we're paying for with all this air conditioning and insurance just in case the people fall and slip. They try to sue. They don't need none of that anymore. Everybody works at home, use their own shit, responsible for their own stuff. So if they trip and fall in their house, that's their problem. Use their own energy, use their own everything. You think they're gonna no, they're not going back from that. So people that means, and guess what else? This is what else, right? Since they're working from home, this is how they think too. This is how they think. Hey, at least I'm not stuck 2 hours in traffic. So guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna work even more hours from home. But you think they're gonna let their car go? No, they're gonna continue to make car payments. Even though they're not driving it, they're gonna keep it, they're gonna keep making car payments. And they're going to work even more hours because they feel that I don't have to get up and get dressed and get stuck in traffic. They're going to work even more. And the majority of those people are going to be working more hours for free. LJ, you could use this power for evil and would have made bank, but you're chasing the passion. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I would. I mean, and again, Gabriel, doing something like that would be disrespecting my gift because I understand that if I was given this gift, it can be taken away. So I would never disrespect my gift. And to me, disrespecting my gift is lying to SMD family members about me. That would be disrespecting my gift. I would never disrespect my gift. Reminds me of a Disney movie where everyone in the future is over. Oh, I okay. Now, if you're new to the channel, I'm gonna put this. I want some new people to jump up here. Okay, I'm gonna put this link up here, and especially if you're younger, I'm really trying to save you guys. Really trying to save you guys a life of what the majority of people around you making you believe it is, believing phone payments are normal, car payments are normal, everybody has a mortgage, everybody has student loan debt. I'm telling you, that's not true. None of that is true. People that you hear talk like that have given up on on their financial lives. Anybody you hear say, "Hey, I'm just going to die with my student loan debt," that's what they're saying to themselves. You don't take any financial advice from a person that has student loan debt if their student loan debt is their oldest debt in their whole financial life. If you go to a person and say, "Hey, what is your oldest debt?" If they say student loans, you don't take any financial advice from a person like that at all. It doesn't matter how many degrees they have. Don't matter if they're a doctor, lawyer, a tax person, accountant that's been an accountant for 50 years or for 20 years, whatever. If their student loan debt is their oldest debt and they've been accountant for 20 years or lawyer for 20 years, that's a problem. And a lot of you young people, if you guys get this at a young age, you're going to turn around and you're going to know that your parents are debt slaves. You're going to know it. You're gonna have to keep your mouth shut about that because they're really not gonna listen to you because they raised you. That's how they're gonna look at it. So I'm gonna tell you right now, they're not gonna don't bother trying to explain it to your parents because they're not gonna listen to you. They're not gonna believe a word you're saying. Who you been listening to? That's stupid nonsense. That hey, they're gonna say all that. You just gonna have to be quiet. You're gonna have to show them. That's the difference. You're gonna have to show them. You're gonna have to show them with your life because you're gonna live a life unlike anybody they've ever seen. They're not going to say they're never going to see another person live life like you were going to live your life. They're going to be like, "Wow, I thought you had to be rich to do that." No, you just don't have to be. You just can't be in debt. You're going to show them that it looks like you're rich because you have no debt, but they don't know that. But every time they ask you that, they're going to think you have some money or somebody can your job is paying you well. You're just going to keep repeating, I'm not in debt. That's why. I'm not in debt. That's why. I'm not in debt. That's why. And then maybe they'll click on, or maybe they won't. Who knows? As we said, I remember when I told someone I just became completely debt free and I didn't want kids until I was out of debt. They frowned and shifted their head like they were mad at their own life. Yeah, exactly. You know what's so crazy? It's like this. When you're in your 20s, you're getting your late 20s, they don't know that's a TV program telling them they should be married. They should start getting married, settling down, having kids. That's a program. That's a program because you don't. I wish somebody, maybe I would have listened, maybe I wouldn't have. But when I was at that age and listening to that bullshit, I wish somebody would have said, "Hey, before you have another human being, Linnell, do you own yourself?" Now, I would have thought that was a weird question. Don't get me wrong. I would have thought that was a really real question, weird question. But if they would have just said it to me, "Do you own yourself, Linnell?" I've been like, What do you mean? Do I own myself?" And then he would have did the savings minus debt, blah blah blah, and then I would have hit equal on the calculator and say, "Hey, you see that large negative number, Linnell?" I would have said, "Yeah." Does it look like you own yourself? That's your net worth, Linnell, right there. I would have saw a very large negative number, and I probably would have said, "Well, what do you mean? I just added up your net worth. That's what you're worth." Should you be having a kid right now when your net worth is negative $200,000 or something stupid nonsense? Should you be having a kid? You think you can afford a kid right now when you're negative $200,000 in debt? You think you can afford a kid? Does it sound like you can? No. Then now is not a time to have a kid. It doesn't matter your age, it matters your net worth. You can't even afford you. And you're going to try to afford another human being? You know how far kids having kids when you're in debt and you don't own yourself, do you know how far that puts you in a negative? Thank God. Let me tell you guys something right now. Thank God I did go to college and get my computer engineering degree. Thank God. Okay. But it took some serious motivation amongst myself to finally end up with making six figures, right? Thank God I had the when I woke up, thank God I had the career I had to pay off my debt quickly. Because had I not, had I, because I always knew, even though I was in debt, I never let my credit go bad. I never would let my stuff go into collections. I just knew not to do that, right? I just never let that happen. And then when I had child support, I always paid it on time. I never let it go into arrears. I always kept up. If I had to pay some lawyers, I always made sure I paid off my lawyers. Everything. I just didn't just say, screw you, I'm not paying you. I just never did stuff like that, right? Thank God I didn't do that because I could only imagine with children, uh, court, child support, and then on top of that, delinquent debt. Oh man. Mm. Thank God, man, I had the means to pay. It took me 2 years of hard work, man, but I paid off every single penny. I couldn't even imagine being $100,000 in debt. Because if you're $100,000 in student loan debt, you got many other debts. So I'm gonna just say just the student loan debt. $100,000 in debt, and you make $40,000 a year. That would be that would be very disappointing because you would have to do some serious sacrificing to get out of that kind of madness. Because I remember I came across a person that was making $40,000 a year and had $250,000 in student loan debt. Did you hear what I said? $40,000 a year gross, $250,000 in student loan debt. I wanted to cry for her. I don't know what you would do in that. I mean, that would take some serious. You don't even know what kind of mindset you would have to get out of debt, making that much money with a kid. This person had a kid too. I said 250,000. Now, when a person's in that much student loan debt, they know it's bad, but they don't really know how bad that. They don't know what that means. They don't know what that really means. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to say. Mm. I mean, something went through me when I heard that. I tell you something, because once you experience this freedom, you understand time. That's the best way I can explain it to you. You understand time, right? And when I hear a person tell me that, something just goes through my body. I'm like, oh my God, you'll never be able to feel this freedom. That's what I'm thinking in my head. You know what kind of sacrificing you would have to do? Not only with that amount of student loan debt, you got to fight $250,000 worth of interest that's happening on that student loan debt. That's a lot, man. That is a lot. Yep. Teen parents, two kids. Yeah. But see, the younger you are, say like you're a young person and you won't have kids yet, I promise you this. Free yourself now. And when you decide to have children, you will instill this in them. So they will never know what it's like to be in debt. They will never believe that they're stuck in morning traffic and afternoon traffic 5 days a week, if not more. They will know that's not true. No, that's an illusion. No, it's not. That you don't have to do any of that. Overtime, working weekends, happy, get yourself happy about time and a half instead of doing with the time in your life that you never get back. You just sold it for a time and a half, minus taxes, minus payments. Just got off child support, couldn't even be more happy. Oh man, congratulations. I remember that day when I was off. Believe that. I remember that. I remember that. Stop, LJ. That's not my debt, and that gives me anxiety. Right. You see how it makes you feel, Gabriel? I feel because I'm not. Listen, I know you guys think I'm hard, but I really want you guys to feel this freedom. I do. To hear that, it literally, you guys don't really understand. To hear that, that literally sent something through my body. When I see you guys, when I see you guys in groups and channels and they're telling you guys to sign up for student loan forgiveness programs, you guys don't know what that means when you do that. Because they're telling you to do it so your payment will be lower so you can qualify for even more debt. You put your listen, if you're trying to get a house, because I've seen this on channels, they're telling people to put their student loan debt in student loan forgiveness programs or whatever those programs are, right? So you can make minimum payments so you can qualify for a mortgage. You know how many people are doing that? You don't even know what you're doing when you do that. As soon as you put that student loan in a student loan forgiveness program or whatever those things are, right? And then you go get a mortgage, you know what you're telling the people with the student loans? You're never planning to pay off that student loan debt ever. These will be here. When you do that, you're telling the student loan place, you are planning on paying these until you're dead. Because usually people that do that, they qualify for FHA mortgages. They see you guys coming and going. You're only fooling yourself. If you have an FHA mortgage and your student loans are in student loan forgiveness or whatever you're trying to do, whatever. Mm, that's why you got an FHA mortgage. FHA mortgages are for people that don't know. Those are for people that really don't know you can't buy a house with no money. They really don't know that. Subprime mortgages, all those, if you got a subprime mortgage, you really don't understand that you cannot buy a house with no money. You can't do that. You can't even buy a house with the best mortgage in the United States of America. You can't do that. Subprime mortgages, you guys really don't know that. Not me on child support. Oh, okay. Not me on child support. He was on child support. He couldn't be happy for me, but I was happy for him. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. He couldn't be happy for me. Oh, couldn't be. But that's funny. It's like, put it this way. I remember when I was paying child support, when I was in debt, I was making six figures mad because I was paying such a high child support. But you know what the truth was? The reason why my child support seemed so high is because I was in debt. If I was making six, because they go listen, this is what's so crazy about child support. Okay, this is what's crazy. And when you're in debt, you don't know this. Okay, they go by your gross income. They got this calculation. They say, okay, this is you made this much gross. They put in some kind of formula they make up, and it spits out this is what you're gonna pay. If you're making that gross money with no debt, child support is nothing. It's nothing at all. If you're making that amount of money and you have no debt, the reason why child support seems so high is because you're in debt. That's why. It's like you're thinking now. now most men don't want to think like this, but you think like you say, the amount of money that I send my child for child support, is that enough to eat, for electricity, for food, for this and that? Hell, the majority of it is no. What's up, Andre? What's going on?
Hey, what's going on? How you doing this evening?
All right, all right. What's happening?
Yeah, it was just wanted to talk about that statement that people made. I remember as a kid, I would hear grown-ups always talking about this when you like people that were talking like you are basically about getting out of debt and stuff like that, not on the scale that you're doing it, but people use the excuse, man, I'm gonna die on somebody, and that made them feel better. No matter what they do, you're gonna die on somebody, so I ain't gonna worry about it being in, getting out of debt.
Yeah, that's it. And you know what's that's the program, right?
Right.
And the program, they don't know that they're running the program. They don't know that they're saying that I'm gonna die in debt. Every debt's part of life. They all
Right.
say that. But they don't really understand that they only people in debt say such things. They don't
Yeah,
know that.
right. But you gonna die. Yeah, you gonna when you die, you gonna end up you gonna owe somebody no matter what.
Yeah, you're gonna owe somebody. Everybody owes somebody. You just let them talk.
Right,
Because what they're saying is that they're just telling you what they believe. They don't
right,
know that they're doing that though.
right. I mean, and you know what? So it's funny how you get epiphanies and stuff. And I just got epiphany because I was in here fixing my food, and I heard you imagine how you say, people want to hurry and build up their credit score, want to do all this stuff, but all they doing is you sitting up there hoping to be able to get more debt. To you wishing to get more. I can't figure how I said it, but you're
I
hoping.
mean, they be crossing their fingers. Do you know, like, people will be at a car lot for 8 hours trying to finance a car?
Well, I've been there. I've been there.
Do you know? I mean, you think about now that you out, that you can see. You see how disrespectful that is? That's
I
disrespectful.
know, I know. I was talking to my sister today.
Oh,
She went on a road trip, and her car is paid. She got a 2006 Beamer, it's paid for, and
mhm.
she doesn't want to get a car note, and they already have three cars. They got two cars paid for and one car that they're paying off. But and she was saying that she's not trying to get a car note. But I was saying, why won't you just go ahead and sell this one and go ahead and get another car? And it was like the story you was telling me when the mechanic tried to get over on you. Her car went out. She was leaking some fluid. She said she didn't know what it was. She took it to the she took it to this mechanic, and he told her, well, your engine's going out. So I said, well, your engine is gone, so we can fill it up with with some engine fluid and let you go about your business. I'm thinking, if your engine is out, why would they let you do it? Come to find out, they was trying to scam her. Because what they wanted to do is hopefully they'd sell the car to her for a few $100s, I guess, and then
Mhm.
they can fix it and then get about a few $1,000s for it. I said that's all they was trying to do. But anyway, I said, yeah, you better get that car fixed. I said, I'll trade with you now. I'll trade my car note for your paid car. I mean, she said, well, I got about 180,000 miles on it. I'll trade you right now. You take this car note and give me your car. And so she started laughing. She said, I hear you, brother. I hear you. Say, tell your husband that.
That's funny.
And she in a heartbeat. She looking at the man. I said, I'll trade you this in a heartbeat. You gotta trade you
Yeah,
this car note for your car. If I only 3 months or whatever, I just gotta get it fixed. I'll trade you in a
right.
minute.
Yeah, I mean, but they got to continue to. We need debt slaves, though. It can't. You got to remember, it can't
Yeah, I
work
know.
without them.
Yeah, I
It
know.
can't work. It can't work without them. It can't. We need them.
Yeah, but it just amazed me. I mean, it hit me in my core when you said they trying to hope to get more debt. I mean, they be excited. Look, I got my car from $500 went up to two
You
thousand
know,
dollars.
because I was like, when I was back then when I would go finance a car, I'd be there 5, 6, 7 hours. I
Yeah,
mean, I remember going in the day and it'd be nighttime by the time I left. Right?
exactly,
I wish,
exactly.
somebody would. I mean, even though nobody would ever do it, I wish somebody would have walked in that office, seeing me sit there all day, and said, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing? You have, hey man, Linnell, yeah, how long you been here? 5, 6 hours
Yeah,
for one car to,
yeah,
to finance some debt? Hold up, you ain't got $40,000 in debt right now, right? No, you're waiting here all day so you can.
right. Do you think? But we don't think like that. You're
Nah,
not thinking that.
nah, you
You're
ain't
thinking
thinking
all you
that.
think about is trying to drive off with
Oh,
that
that's
car.
so embarrassing. Can you imagine how the dealership, they must look at those people that sit there all day waiting to finance a car? Oh, they gotta be laughing in the background. They gotta be laughing.
And let me tell you something. I remember it was a guy that worked at the guy. I'm on the phone. The guy was on this the guy at our church one day. He was sitting having a meeting. He was a car salesman, and he was telling us he was trying to explain to us how the thing worked. But the way he was talking so fast, I couldn't understand what he was saying. But at the end of it, he was saying, "Yeah, we got that woman. She was so stupid." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, you supposed to be a Christian and all this stuff, but you saying how stupid you pride yourself on how you got over on this woman." I'm like,
Well,
"Wow,
that's you know what? You gotta remember the majority of people that are working are in debt. I'm not saying that everybody in debt is getting over on people, but the majority, everybody's out for themselves.
Mhm.
And I wish somebody would have said, "Hey, Linnell, because you know how they go. Okay, how much can you afford? 350." Then they get up, pretend they're going to talking to somebody in the background and then in the back room, and then they come back out and say, "Hey, my manager said we can get." I just feel like saying, "Why am I talking to you? How
Right,
come I just going to go straight to him, right?"
right,
But
right,
anyway,
right,
it's like I wish somebody would have said, "Linnell, if you don't have the money for the car, right? No, you don't have the money for the taxes either." I would have said, "No, okay, no,
right,
you're going to finance the taxes too."
yeah,
Do you know, Linnell, do you know the car depreciates? Yeah, it's never going to be worth more than the price tag you see today,
right,
right?
never.
Then why are you financing it, Linnell? All day for that? Are you crazy?
We don't, yeah. But
Man,
look at the leather seats. Look at it's state of the art. It's got everything new. I mean, it's
that's why they park it right in front of the window so you can look at it.
yeah, yeah.
They pull it right up there so you can be looking at
I
it
told
so you stay there longer.
I remember when I went to go get my first car because my supervisor at my job told me the car she got. It was a neon it was a Dodge Neon, and she was saying, "Yeah, I got they giving good deals at this place, la la la." So I went up there, and the car I wanted, they went and parked it right by me. Yeah, and I didn't realize why they. I thought, why are they doing this? No, at first I was like, "Oh man, that's funny. That's the exact kind of car I want." I thought it just happened to be,
That's
just
funny.
happenstance.
That is
No,
funny.
no. And then when you said it on here, that I was like, "Oh hell no,
Mhm.
they got me too."
What's up, Freedom Queen?
Hello there. How are you?
I'm good. What's going on?
Oh, shucks. I just wanted to come on here. I watched, I think it was your last live where the guy was having some wins on his job. They had called him back
Yeah,
and all
yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah. He's talking about he called and quit or something like that.
Yes, that
Yeah,
was amazing because it's almost not like a day goes by that I can remember how you helped me and with the information and stuff that you share. I just got really free, with dealing with some odd things, to say the least, on some of these jobs and everything. So I just wanted to come on here and talk about that again and just put it out there that the
yeah. Please
information
do,
that
because
you
I like
share
I like
is
people
useful.
hearing. I want people to hear what happens in the world now when you know. So I appreciate you sharing.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a whole different world.
You got some new stories?
Sure. I just had one happen today, actually. Um, so I do nursing, and I do 8-hour shifts. And in the 6 years that I've been doing nursing, this is the very first time I have even found 8-hour shifts in my area. And so it was about time for my shift to end, maybe like about 10 minutes or so or whatever. And our supervisor just quit, and that she was our supervisor for maybe a month or so. And this has happened several times in the short period that I've been there at this particular job. And so the new supervisor, I'm thinking she is, because I'm not even sure at this point. Um, she wanted me to take on another task that couldn't be completed by the time I left, and we were, approaching shift change in less than 10 minutes. So I told her, I said, well, I won't be able to do it because I'm getting ready to clock off. Now that right there is huge because in the past I used to do it, feeling pressured and afraid to lose my job and stuff like that. So I came up with a solution though. I was like, okay, so the next shift is coming on. I can leave a message for them per you, the supervisor, to complete the task. And you're welcome to sit here and watch me write it. So she said, well, great idea. Thank you. I would have never thought I would get that response by just standing up for myself that way. So that's just another example.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
sir. Yes, sir. And like I said, in the past, I would have been there another 30 minutes or 45 minutes or whatever, missing whatever appointment or whatever else I had to do
Mm.
afterwards.
No, sir.
That
That
Yeah,
that don't happen no more. Don't do it,
that
right?
is truly a blessing.
it
Yes.
is not happening anymore. And let me tell you about the stress level connected to that too, because we talked about that on your show before
Mm-hmm.
too.
Mm-hmm.
My stress level has went down so much because I don't worry about that kind of stuff anymore. I do my job, I do it well, I get my money, and I'm out.
Yes. Nothing personal. It's business. Period.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I don't take the abuse. I just simply do not take the abuse anymore. I don't allow it.
Do they know you're different though? Can they tell?
Well, this is a different job, but
Okay.
I can about tell though that they look at me and think I'm strange because I'm different because there's still many people around that don't do that. Of
Mm.
course, you know
Mm-hmm.
that.
Of course. Of course. That's how it gotta be. It gotta be that.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're
Yep.
gonna like at a new job, at least when you starting this new job, you're gonna be able to set like they're gonna know this is you from day one. Like you're not gonna be changing
Yes.
in mid field or anything. They're
Yes.
gonna be like, this is her, period. You know. Now, did you have to
Well,
interview for this job?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Did you have to interview for this job?
Yes, and I can tell you about that
Yes.
too.
How was the interview? That's what I want to know about.
Oh my goodness. Now, the interview was a little shaky because they did have me waiting. And I remember you saying, hey, if they can't respect your time, then, you know, I didn't listen though, but I went ahead and took the job. But then it got even worse because they just kept going through CEOs and top managers and supervisors. So what happened
Mm,
was
mm.
3 weeks in, I was supposed to be paid after 2 weeks. I came in right on a payroll and they didn't pay me. I went 3 weeks without being paid. So I quit.
Mm, mm. Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
quit and they wanted me back after I quit because I was let me tell you this too. They don't have the place that I work for do not have any company staff nurses on board. They have one, and that's yours truly. The rest of the nurses on board there are agency nurses
I mean,
for
what does that mean? What does that mean to me?
day shift. Well, that means that the company itself that I'm working at, they don't have employees
Gotcha. Oh, they're
under their company.
1099.
Well, yeah, some of them may be 1099, but there are agencies too that allow, they take out the taxes for the
Oh.
employees,
Oh, they hire
but
the
they're not,
agency and the agency staffs the people.
yeah,
Gotcha.
they're not um, employed by the company.
Gotcha. No, I got it now. I got it.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
whew, and the
That's the
lady
way
that,
things are going. That's new now, though. Everything's changing in that. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh yeah, no, no problem. So when I got there, the lady that I shadowed with, um, she was on her way out the door, and so were two other company nurses that they had on board at the time. They have not had any others to come and stay since I've been there. I'm pretty much it.
Wow,
So are they
that's what.
trying to Oh, go ahead, Andre. Go ahead.
No, I said that's ain't what jobs doing. That's how I lost my last job. Is because I found out when I got there it was like 40 of us working there. Come to find out it was only about maybe 13 of us left that was actually employees. The rest, the brand new people that they had coming in, was agency. And
Yeah.
then they eventually let me go. We was dropping off one by one.
Well, now these people weren't fired. These people were leaving. They were walking out left and right like revolving doors. We've
Oh,
had
wow.
2 CEOs in less than 6 months.
Wow.
That sound like some problems going
And
on in there.
yeah, and then my supervisors from day to day, I don't know who my supervisor is.
Hmm. Are you looking then?
So,
Are you looking then?
what do you mean?
Are you
Am
gonna
I
be looking
looking
for
for
another
another
job?
job?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
But now with nursing, I'll say this and I'll try to be quick because I don't want to take up a lot of time. But with nursing, there are a lot of different like varying fields or uh, different areas that you can work, like hospital, nursing home, and then there's assisted living, and then home health and all that. Well, most of my background since I've been doing nursing has been in home health. So when you make a change and go into a different setting, you have to build up experience in that setting. And so that's kind of what I'm doing now. And it even though I've explained all the weirdness that's going on, it's still actually better than some places that I've been, believe it or not.
Gotcha.
I've been
No,
in some
it's
places
cool
that
that
were worse.
you in this place that you can, even though you're gonna be doing that, you could still, be in control. You know what I'm saying? Still not let them abuse you.
Exactly. That
Hmm.
is the whole nutshell and the blessing of
Hmm.
it all. I've learned
Hmm.
that by listening to your show, and I
Yeah.
want to give you your props.
Thank you very much. I'm just here to share it because I know what it felt like, and I just wanted to share that feeling. And it feels good that hearing you explain that feeling, how empowering it is. People don't
Yeah,
really.
that's why I come on here. I want more people to know this information is real and it is useful and practical.
I told people it brings up like your self-esteem. Uh, you get better sleep, because you're not stressed. People
Oh,
don't really
yeah.
understand when you're not stressed, you sleep like a baby. You really do.
Oh, yeah. You better believe it. I'm going to take your word. You better believe it.
And people that I mean that's priceless too. You go to sleep with no stress, and you wake up because usually I remember being stressed. I would go to sleep stressed and wake up thinking about the stress that put me to sleep. The next day. It
Yep.
just feels good not to have any of that now.
Now, you asked me, was I looking? I have to tell you, I have a kind of like a short term or a small background history in finance. I used to do payroll and I really enjoyed it. But the area that I live in, it was really difficult to get back in it for whatever reason. I certainly don't want to go into all that right now. It would take forever. But now that the way the market is, I have been trying to find a way to get back in that because I enjoyed it way much more than what I'm enjoying
You
nursing.
kill it. You know what? With this knowledge, you would kill it in finances. Why don't you just start your own thing? Don't worry about getting anybody else's. Start your own thing in finance with this knowledge, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
You would
Well,
kill it.
when I figure out how to do that, because that's kind of the direction I'm going, but just figuring out how to do it. Woo.
Well, I mean, first pick. No, first, this is what you do. Don't worry about that. What part of finance that you would love to do that it wouldn't even feel like work? Is there a specific area? Figure out that area first, and just master it with this knowledge. You'll kill it.
Mm,
You'll be helping people way different than pick up what area field because the laws of mathematics goes across all fields of finance. It doesn't matter what area. Like you just take this knowledge
yes.
and you're gonna kill it. You're just gonna you're gonna be helping people. They're not gonna really understand it, but you're gonna be teaching them the debt free way, and they're just not gonna get it. But they'll thank you forever.
Mm, yeah.
Start your
Well,
own
I'm
thing because
working
I
on
think
it.
if that you might not fit into other finance things because if you see how they're doing things, which is legal, but you're gonna be like, oh, I wouldn't do it that way. I would do it this way.
Yeah. Um, maybe when I spend more time in my meditation and all that, it'll come to me because it's
It
just
will.
not coming to me right now. I'm even stacking my cash supply and all
Mhm.
that resources and things so that I can move out in that, sooner than later,
It'll come
actually.
to you. Just it comes to a lot of things come to me in silence when I got all
Yeah.
distractions turned off, and pick your time of day because it don't have to be in the morning. It could be in your car. It could be just pick your which one feels good to you, and then make it that and make that a routine. Okay, this time right here works for me for these hour or 2 hours, right? And as soon as you make it a routine, it just starts to come to you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Well,
Thank you,
I just
Freedom
wanted to
Queen.
share that I have tons of more stories and all that and other topics and everything. But I'm going to go for now. And I still have that question about the finances later. So we'll get to that at some point.
The finances later.
What's that?
You said the finances later?
Yeah, I have some questions for you. The last time I came on your show, I didn't have chance because I was telling,
You can
the
ask him now. Ain't
testimonies and
nobody
stuff.
else coming up. You can ask him now. I
No,
want to.
actually, I gotta go right now
Oh,
though.
okay. Okay. Okay.
That's why
All
I
right.
said I'll try
Oh,
for it next time. I'm
I
not gonna
appreciate it though.
forget.
I love it. Keep it coming. I want other people to hear things like this, but not coming from me, you know?
Exactly. And I
Mhm.
have, like I said, tons of other stories and even in other topics and things. Because
Okay.
I mean, I don't have a reason to come on here and lie and try to boost anybody's head or ego or anything. I mean, if the information is good, it's good. And I'm willing to get on here and tell how it's helped me and I know that it's good and it's practical and it's useful.
Thank
So
you.
I'll tell that any day because it has literally turned my life around.
Mhm.
Literally.
And that's exactly what I'm trying to share because that's exactly what it did for me. I was like, I
Yeah.
have to share this. Let me start making videos. I don't care if
Yeah.
nobody's gonna listen to me. I'm gonna just keep making them. And then that's
Yeah.
how it happened. I just did. I
And
didn't care
some
where to
of
be
some
taught.
of the disciplines that you talk about, I had in order and in way already practicing before I ever even met you here on your
Mhm.
show and everything.
Mhm.
And but just hearing it from another person, the
Mhm.
same concepts and the same practices and things
Mhm.
even boosted my ego. I mean, not my ego, but my
I know what you mean.
confidence even
Right.
more
Right.
because I used to feel like I was isolated and weird and crazy and blah 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 because I did not
Mhm.
want to go in a bunch of debt all the time.
You
I
know how many
even used
people
to
have
have
come
a
to me
saying.
saying that exact same thing? There has been a few people that come to me saying exactly what you're telling me now.
Yeah. I even used to have a saying, keep your bills low and your income high. People used to look at me like, what are you talking about? I'm like, how could you not know what I'm talking about? Why would you want all of your money going out and a little bit coming in or nothing coming in or more going out than what's coming in? That is practical and it's just simple.
Right.
But
But
I
that's
used to feel
but you didn't realize
really
it was a gift. That was a gift.
well, yeah, but I used to feel so alone and
Right.
isolated just and so I just quit talking about it and then, later now I have other people that I can talk to that kind
And
of
see, that's
sees
what and
it.
see, that's why I'm saying you should get into finance, right? Because if you open up some business in finance, I would know to send people to you because I would know Freedom Queen already understands the unwritten rules,
Yeah.
right? I would say, "Are you looking for what? You wanna do what? Okay, this is the person you need to go to."
Okay. Yeah, I get that. And I am preparing to become more knowledgeable about taxes and things like that. Because when I did the payroll, I mean, all that stuff was just calculated inside of the system that they
Mhm.
used,
Right.
whatever brand. But I want the hardcore, basic, fundamental knowledge of the
Boy,
taxes.
it's starting to be fun for me. I'm doing this W-2 over to because it's a it's a mental transfer process coming from a
Yeah.
W-2 worker to owning your business. But and I'm saying doing it as a debt-free person, okay?
Yeah.
Not other people. I'm talking about from debt-free. It almost taxes almost start to be fun
Yeah.
seeing what I'm going to it's weird. It's like you really, once you understand how it really works, you'll understand the true purpose of taxes, and then you're gonna be like, this is how it works. This is how it works.
Yeah, okay. So see, you done open up another can of worms. Okay, so the knowledge of taxes that I had, like income taxes and stuff like that, I still gained a better knowledge of what really is the purpose of taxes from listening to your show. I mean, it's
Right.
to keep the economy going.
Correct. If they didn't force them to pay, it wouldn't work. They wouldn't pay on their own, so they got to be forced.
Yeah,
That's how it
yeah,
works. And if
you're
you get
right.
in, like, if you go into finance, especially, I'm telling you right now, if you got into finance, taxes, something business over there, you will kill the game right there. Kill it.
Yeah. Well,
Nobody
I'm
would be able to
kind
mess with your business.
Yeah, I'm a go, but yeah, I'm looking into that
Okay.
to broaden and to solidify my knowledge base in that.
Mhm.
And but I also like financial planning and advising and stuff like that. So yeah,
Find what
but
you feel
I'm gonna keep
inside.
working at it.
Feel that passion. Feel that passion.
Yeah,
Whatever
yeah.
feels like passion, that's the direction.
All right.
That's the
Okay.
direction.
Well,
Yes.
hello and goodbye to you too, Andre. And I'm gonna let you guys go, but I'm not done yet. See you
All
later.
right. All
See
right.
All
you.
Thank
right,
you,
Thank you,
Freedom.
bye.
Freedom.
More than welcome. Bye bye.
And I just found out something. I was amazed where I was looking on YouTube. They was talking about these gated communities. Even though you live in a gated community and the government is not responsible for the upkeep, you still have to pay taxes, and that was amazing to me.
Well, taxes are period. All right. I mean, I'm not, that doesn't surprise me. Taxes are everywhere, and it has to be that way, right? But again, when you get out of debt and you understand how it works, taxes are not bad.
Right.
Yeah, they're really not even. Oh, when these are expensive taxes are high over here for who? Is nobody living over there? There's people living over there, right? Yeah, that they're not high for everybody. So once you understand how it works, man, you'd be like, oh, you'll respect them. You'll never disrespect them. You just be like, oh, okay, this is the way it is. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, because I can't wait because like this is the least amount I've owed in a long time, so I can't. That's why I can't wait to get to zero because I know it's
Yeah,
gonna feel a whole lot different just
yeah, your eyes are
from
going to
that.
open up more when you get to zero. Then you'll see the true, because when you're in debt, you cannot. It's impossible for you to see the true purpose of taxes. Okay, you
Right.
can't.
Because people looking at me and when I say $7,000, $7,000 that ain't nothing. You ain't in no debt. You ain't in no debt. I said okay.
Right. Right. Because they wish that, what they're saying is that they wish they had that amount that you just said.
I guess that's what it
That's
is.
what exactly what they said. They ain't no debt. They wish they had that. They're telling you they got much, much more than that. They don't know they're saying that though.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Well, all
All
right.
right, man. We're
I'm
about,
gonna just
about to
listen
wrap
and
this
stuff.
up anyway. Well, how
Okay.
long we going? Oh yeah, this 2 hours. Yeah. What
Oh,
time is
dang,
that?
it's been 2 hours. Well,
Yeah, don't even feel
time,
like it, man.
time fly when you're having fun, right?
When you're having fun, when you enjoy what you do, man, I swear, don't feel like it. Be on the
Yeah.
lookout for members only. Omanike, we're gonna be Omanike is gonna be coming up, family SMD family member.
Okay.
Tomorrow at noon Eastern.
Okay. I'm gonna set my alarm to check
Mhm.
it out.
Yeah, I got to put EST in there. I didn't put EST. Noon Eastern time. I forgot. I got to do that now all the time. But appreciate you jumping on, Andre. Much
All right.
appreciated.
Thank you for the info and appreciate it. Have a blessed day, blessed weekend, and talk to you later.
You too, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would. Hey, Gabriel. I ain't gonna lie. I know most of these people sound weird. Hey, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. That I would love to be an agent, IRS agent. I ain't gonna lie, man. With this knowledge, to become an IRS agent, oh man, oh man, oh man. And you know what's surprising? And this is just my opinion. I would not be surprised. I guess it counts on which department you probably work in the IRS, but I guarantee you there's a department that one of the requirements to be an agent here in this department, you cannot be in debt. Because you got to remember, if you have this, not everything is math, okay? It doesn't, taxes and everything is just math, okay? And you got to remember, if you have this knowledge, knowing that debt slave, first of all, they don't know this economy. Capitalist economies are psychological. They're not physical, they're just psychological, right? And you're an IRS agent with the ability to see negative numbers in all psychological economies. The people that cheat on the tax, they wouldn't have a chance. They would, hey, I'm gonna put it in my mom's name, but that none of that matters. None of that matters. None of it will make mathematical sense, no matter whose name you put it in. It's not going to change the math. Do you understand? It's not. And then when you got the power to put somebody in prison, who do you think you put the person in the house or the car in that? You think they're going to go to prison for a house or a car? No, they're not. All you got to do is get out of debt and just don't cheat. You guys wouldn't want Agent Young on you. Trust me. You would not want Agent Young. Oh, who's assigned to this case? Agent Young? Oh, shit. That dude is ruthless. Because this is what you guys don't really understand when it comes to these taxes and IRS and stuff like that, right? There's three things, okay? There's tax evasion, which is illegal, like you're on purpose not trying to pay taxes and lying and shit, right? And then there's tax fuck ups, right? You can clearly see that with math will tell you, oh, okay, you did that wrong. You put this there and you spent money on this, and then it's clear. There's tax fucks up. And then there's people you just follow the rules. Everything you can tell by math will tell you if a person's doing tax evasion, tax avoidance, and tax fuck up. Those are the three things I was saying. There's tax avoidance, which is legal. There's tax fuck ups. There's not, I mean, you just messed up, but you're going to get penalized for, okay, the next time don't do that. This is the fine for that. Okay, cool. And then there's tax evasion, which you can clearly see with math that you're clearly doing tax evasion because it won't make any mathematical sense. They'd have to pay me. Hey, let me tell you something. I ain't gonna lie. I think I would enjoy that job. I ain't gonna lie. I would enjoy that job. I'd be like, who he sending me on? Who? What are you gonna check first, Linnell? Their personal credit report. I'm going straight. If I was assigned to somebody and they say, hey, you got to go check on John Smith. He's not doing something, whatever, right? They're gonna say, what's step one? I'll say, I'm gonna look at their personal credit. You better believe just put it this way so you guys understand. Just imagine they have access to everything. Okay, everything. All right. First place I'm going is to your personal credit report. That's step number one. That's where I'm going. It's going to tell me right away. Am I on the right track for tax evasion? I'm going to look at your personal credit report and say, yep, I'm on the right track. All right. This is the person I'm looking for. And then I'm going to just go through the motions. Yeah, I heard about that. You know why? Because it has to be that way. Because you got to remember, listen, and it's like a double-edged sword. And this is just my opinion, okay? When things get hard and you're trying to eat, you're not going to pay your taxes, right? You're going to be like, I'm hungry. I got to eat. Then you're not going to pay your taxes. Now, I'm not saying that. Now, even with that, even with that, the person's personal credit report will actually show why a person deviated. Like if they went years and years and years and years paying all their taxes, being right on time, never fucking up on their IRA, filing every single year, but then in a year of a pandemic, they messed up. That's clear. That's a trail. It's like, okay, what happened? Oh, a killer virus. Oh, okay. All right. This is why they did that. Okay. All right. Here's the fine for that. Don't do that again. Whatever, right? You see what I'm saying? There's a difference, though. There's people that do straight up F you, the IRS, tax, all that. They do all that. Okay, that's clear too. All right. Oh, fuck us? Oh, okay. All right. Whatever. Here, we're going to send you a letter first. We know you're going to ignore it. You're going to pretend like you didn't get it. Then we're going to move to step two. You guys all do the same thing. You guys all do it. You don't want them to hire me. I promise you. Or maybe I should be a trainer. Because honestly, I can't see. There's not that many debt-free people. So I don't know how many. They couldn't have every IRS agent that's debt-free. It wouldn't be enough IRS agents. There wouldn't be. They got to say, okay, hey, I don't know how they would word it in the application to say, hey, we debt-free, you apply, you use this application if you're debt-free, because you're in a different department. Because they probably got the agents that follow, hey, here's the list. You go by these rules, you read that, don't do that. And then there's the people, the IRS agents who are debt-free. They can see other things that the other people can't see. They already know that people do in their yeah. And you know, so crazy. This was so crazy, and I'm gonna get off here. But you know, people really, debt slaves really believe the banks are against digital currency, getting rid of the paper dollar. They really believe that the banks are against that. Debt slaves believe that. People that are in student loan debt, they think they're worried about. Do you know if Do you know how well things would work for banks and the IRS if they got rid of paper money and made it all digital? How you gonna get paid under the table if everything's digital? How you gonna pay under the table? Good luck. Good luck. That would be easy to, everything will be trackable to the T. You know how much easier it would be able to control if all currency was digital. Do you know how much, man, you guys don't even get it. You don't even understand. They're not against it. That's just my opinion. It just makes sense to get rid of paper money. It just makes sense. But see, here's the deeper thing that you debt slaves don't know. No money exists for you guys. Nothing. Diamonds, paper money, rubies. Nothing exists for you. Nothing. Everything's digital for you. Because you guys think credit is cash. They didn't say that. Nobody says credit. There is nowhere that says credit is cash. Go find it. But yet you guys think it's cash. You think you're buying houses and cars and phones with what? Credit, not cash. Do you get it? The IRS are my henchmen. How else would it get my money? Exactly. How you guys are not good. Hey, you got to play by the rules, baby. It's if you don't want to understand the rules, that's your problem. That's not the designers of the system's problems. They put a system in place. You think you're just going to be born and just change. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not. Drug dealers in USA about to be angry. Damn, Sean, you better believe that. Can you imagine what's going to happen there? Imagine if they got rid of and made it all digital. Now, don't get me wrong. There's going to be always be ways of doing something illegal, even if it turned all digital. Okay, there's always ways, right? But I'm saying, do you know how hard that would be? That's going to change the game for everybody doing shit illegally. For me, it doesn't change nothing. Doesn't change anything. Doesn't change anything. Digital, paper, I don't care what it is. Whatever you guys believe it to be. Bitcoin, whatever. Some new coin that Elon Musk mentioned in his tweet, and you guys just believe it. Why? Because he's a billionaire? Is that why you guys believe what he's saying? Maybe he's doing that to make some extra money to go to Mars. Maybe he knows that he can just mention this coin. You guys will follow it, invest, and he'll just, hey, it's all legal. It's not illegal. That's on you. If you believe whatever he says, that's just you. Anyway, I'm gonna get off. See you guys tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon Eastern time. SMD family member Omanique will be on, members only area, tomorrow, noon Eastern. You guys have a good night. See ya.